So welcome back to my channel. Today on this video we're going to talk about my personal favorite things to do in Northern Virginia. If you're planning a visit here or you're planning to move to the area and you want to think of some activities to do with you and your family. But by the way, if you are looking for a real estate agent who knows Northern Virginia very well and has a ton of experience, then I am your guy. Feel free to reach out to me by calling me or texting me or sending me an email or reaching out to me on all my social media platforms, and I would love to see some of my viewers turn into clients. The first thing I'll mention about Northern Virginia is that it's located right outside of Washington, D.C. In Northern Virginia, a lot of residents will work in the city, work in D.C., but they will live and they will commute from Northern Virginia. So without further ado, here are 5 of my personal favorite things that I like to do in Northern Virginia. And the first one is to visit Old Town Alexandria, Virginia. So Old Town Alexandria has a rich history that dates back to the 18th century, which means if you visit this area, what you'll notice right away, which is pretty unique, is that it still has these cobblestone streets which allow you to be able to walk through them and explore the architecture, explore the historical sites, and still feel like it has this rustic kind of old vintage type of vibe. So one of the must visits if you're going to be in Old Town is going to be the Torpedo Factory. I know a lot of locals will say there's nothing special, there's nothing unique about it because it's just boring, it's just walking. But originally this Torpedo Factory used to be a naval munitions factory during the World War I. So there is some historic elements, some historic architecture to the building, but now it's actually been transformed into a art center which houses tons and tons of local artists and artists abroad. And if you go there, what you'll see is you can actually see live artwork being done from all types of artists doing all different types of things. And you can also potentially purchase some original pieces. So it's a really nice spot. It's a workshop. I even remember in high school we took a field trip there because it was so unique to Northern Virginia. Another place you should visit in Old Town is Gadsby's Tavern. This also dates back to the 18th century. It used to be a social hub for local prominent figures like George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, and others. But now this place has been transformed into a museum where they offer guided tours, and essentially they're showcasing how this tavern, as well as the local community, played a significant role in Americans' history. There are specific rooms that showcase different time periods, and if you are a history buff or you just love history, there are also some opportunities to catch historical reenactments. But also, if you get hungry, the tavern actually has its own restaurant, but I would say it's a bit pricey. So here are a few recommendations in the Old Town area. I would say one option would be right away Chadwick's, which has this old English pub decor type of vibe where they have, their menu has tons of different options from jumbo crab cakes to burgers to BLT salmon to jambalaya. There's a ton of different options. Another option would be Hummingbird Bar and Kitchen. I would also say Ada's, and another local favorite would be Blackwall Hitch, which actually sits on the Potomac River. So while you're eating seafood, you can actually look out and see the beautiful views. So if you decided to maybe spend the day in Old Town and you've eaten lunch, you've probably seen some sights, I would recommend grabbing some ice cream at 2 local spots. One would be the Creamery, which is a handmade ice cream shop that has a vintage feel to it with tons of different flavors. Or you can go down to Pop's Old Fashioned, which is another vintage ice cream company. So once you've got your ice cream and maybe you want to walk off those calories, you want to continue seeing the sights, I would recommend just walking. There's a couple of parks that you'll pass, maybe Shipyard Park. Forward Landing is kind of in the middle, and if you want to walk all the way down where you can see the National Harbor, you can see the Potomac views in full, I would just walk all the way down to Jones Point Park. So Old Town has water views, it has restaurants, it has activities for families, as well as some boutique shops for you to be able to do some shopping while you're in Old Town. Coming in at number 4 on my list is going to a Washington Nationals baseball game. Now I know what you're saying, Manawa, Washington DC is not Northern Virginia, I know, but the cool thing about going to a Nats game is that no matter where you're at in Northern Virginia, you can actually avoid the traffic, you can avoid the parking fees by just hopping on public transportation, as we call the Metro, and actually riding all the way to DC and catching a game. Once you get to DC at the Nationals Park Metro Station, You hop off the metro and there's only a 2-block walk to be able to be right in front of the stadium. Now the area has a ton of professional sports teams. The reason why I chose baseball is because typically baseball can feel a little boring when you're watching on TV. But a Nats game feels completely different in person. The Nats are actually a popular team in the metropolitan area. They have a lot of support. They actually won the World Series in 2019. And so if you come to the city, you come to the game, you're actually going to see a lot of fan support. You'll see our famous W's on our hats and fan wear. So it's just overall a great experience if you want to go with your family. Now, of course, you can watch a Washington Capitals game or a Wizards game where their games are played at the Capital One Arena, or one of my daughter's favorite, which is to watch women's professional soccer. We have Washington Spirit, the DC Power Football Club, as well as the men's DC United soccer team, all play at the Audi Field, which is in Southwest. Now, all of these teams are good. There's a lot of good matches you can watch in the area, but if you want a feel of the metropolitan area, I would say catch a Nats game. So coming in at number 3 on my list is parks. Now there are a ton of different parks that you can check out in the Northern Virginia area. The 2 I'm going to mention are Great Falls and Burke Lake Park. Great Falls is located right along the Potomac River. This incredible park has over 15 miles of hiking. Whether you want easy walks or something more challenging, there are different vantage points that you can actually walk to and explore all the surrounding woodlands. The main attraction is the dramatic Great Falls itself, where you can actually see the river's cascades over rocky rapids. If you visit here, you're able to enjoy rock climbing, kayaking, and tons of nature and bird watching. The park also has a variety of wildlife, including foxes, a number of birds, and overall it's a great spot for nature lovers and photographers who want to be able to capture the beauty of the natural world. So the second option I have for you is Burke Lake Park. This is much more of a family-friendly recreation park that offers a wide range of activities for all ages, which makes it an ideal location for family outings. You can actually go to Burke Lake and you can actually boat and you can fish, which is really the centerpiece of the park itself, which is 218 acres of a body of water, which is perfect for all of these things and more. You can rent rowboats, you can rent kayaks, you can do canoe. All of what you expect to do at a lake, you can do it right here in Northern Virginia. It also has scenic hiking, bike trails with a loop that goes around the lake that makes it perfect for jogging, biking, walking, and just being able to enjoy and get away and have this peaceful feel right here in Northern Virginia. Some of the hustle and bustle of working in the city can be a little overwhelming, so it's really nice to know that you have parks like this that can offer your family different types of options. So Burke Lake Park also has an 18-hole par 3 golf course that I've played at a few times. They have a driving range, and if you're into it, they also have a disc golf course. So both of these parks offer a variety of outdoor experiences. If you want adventure and you want exploration, go to Great Falls. And if you want more of a family feel, relaxation, recreation type of park, feel free to go to Burke Lake Park. Coming in at number 2 on our list is shopping. Now I know shopping doesn't feel like it needs to make the list, but I do want to offer it because we do have a variety of different shopping options, and I want to be able to offer that to you just so you know what we have. So the first one is actually 2. Tyson's 1, which is called Tyson's Corner Center, and Tyson's 2, which is called Tyson's Galleria. So Tyson's 1 is actually one of the largest malls on the entire East Coast. They have over 300 retailers that range from Louis Vuitton, Gucci to J. Crew or Nordstrom, and all of it in between. I would say it's a one-stop destination for high-end luxury shopping as well as your everyday essentials. So while you're shopping, there are also restaurant dining options right there at the mall. So if you want something a little bit more high-end, upscale, they have that, and they also have some casual eateries and some coffee shops. On the 3rd floor, there's a food court that has quick food that you can eat. It's located right next to the AMC movie theaters, and also it's accessible by the Silver Line. So if you want to use public transportation, feel free to do so. Tyson's 2 or Tyson's Galleria is much more of an exclusive shopping experience. These are featured high-end designer stores like Prada, Chanel, Neiman Marcus, and this is really your go-to destination if you want more of the expensive premium shopping options. The Galleria offers more of an upscale and maybe a quieter shopping experience as compared to Tyson's Corner 1. Again, it has this elegant design. It's really appealing to the one who wants to come and maybe buy some of the more sophisticated shopping options. Tyson's Galleria also has some upscale dining options from the Palms to Chef Jeff's. There's just a ton of different options with great spots for every single occasion and a sophisticated night out. If you want to find out where's the discount shopping, we do have outlets. I would recommend Leesburg Outlets, which is Leesburg, which has tons of outlets. And the beautiful thing about Leesburg Outlets is that it's surrounded by countryside. There's a golf course, I would say Raspberry Farms, which is close by. There's just a lot other attractions around the outlet. So if you go out there to Leesburg, which is a little bit of a drive from Tyson's, then you're going to be able to have shopping, but there's also plenty of activities to do. There's wineries, there's historic sites there as well, and lots of leisure activities while you're out in Leesburg. The fourth option I would say is Potomac Mills. This is located in Woodbridge, Virginia. This outlet mall boasts 200 stores, including popular brands like Saks Fifth Avenue, Nike, Nordstrom, and more. So there's a variety of shopping options across the Northern Virginia area, whether you want upscale and you want to be able to spend some of the pricier items, that we have that, but also if you're looking for some discounted options, we have outlets as well. So whatever your fancy, feel free to take a look at all our options. And finally, we get to number one, I would say is food. I'm just going to generalize it as food. Northern Virginia is not like a lot of other cities where we have one strip or one particular area that has all the best eats. We live in an area where a lot of people use public transportation and they drive, and so if you're a local, you know that if you want to find good food, you're gonna have to drive 15, 25 minutes to maybe find some of the best spots. So what I'm gonna do is offer just a couple of different restaurants that I recommend, and also recommend the different areas that they're located. So our family, we really like Korean barbecue. So 3 spots that I would recommend. One would be Wegajib. This is located in Annandale, Virginia, right off of Little River Turnpike. When you go there, you can't really reserve a spot, so it's kind of first come, first serve, but it's a really nice environment. There's not a ton of seating, so make sure if you want to get there, try to figure out the best times. Miyoka is located in Fairfax, Virginia, another really good Korean barbecue spot. This place does take reservations, so if you can reserve a spot, please feel free to do so. Another place I'd recommend is the Gui, I believe is how it's pronounced. It looks like Kui because it's spelled Q-U-I. There are locations in Centerville, Chantilly, and so another spot that I would recommend that does not require reservations, and their food is always served really well. So my family and I really likes Asian cuisine, so if you want Thai food, I would recommend Sisters Thai. They are a local favorite. They have a couple of different locations kind of sprinkled across all of Northern Virginia. I would also recommend Lee Thai. Lee Thai is more of a carry-out Thai food, really, really good, and it's in Lorton, Virginia, or as well as Pasta Thai, places you can actually sit down or you can order, and this is located in McLean, Virginia. If you like something that's a little bit more upscale and you want maybe steak, I love steak, I would recommend Brazilian Steakhouse, Fogo de Chao, or I would recommend Chima. Both of them are located in the Tyson's, McLean, Vienna area. So make sure you get reservations because they do get pretty booked because they're just really good spots. If you're an Italian person, I say Buonarroti, which is also in Vienna. Amazing vintage like Italian spot that has the wallpaper from back in the 70s. The owner is also a local celeb in terms of the Italian scene, so it's hard also to get a reservation, so make sure you book it in advance. Carbonara is located in Arlington, another spot that you will need to have reservations for because it's just really hard to get seating. But if you just want a spot that you can just grab food and not have to worry about getting reservations, or maybe it's too stuffy, I would recommend like Patsy's, which is located in Vienna, Virginia. Mike's American Grill is in Springfield, Virginia, or you can try Coastal Flats, which has locations across Northern Virginia that serves everyday food for your family across all ages. So there you have it. Those are 5 things that I like to do in the Northern Virginia area. I know I could have spoke to a lot more things, a lot more options, but I just wanted to give you some things to think about, some ideas. So that way if you're planning a trip, at least you can maybe think through what Northern Virginia has to offer. There's so much more I could have said, but I wanted to keep it as short and tight as I could. So if you have any questions about what I went over, or you want more recommendations, more ideas, feel free to reach out to me. And I'd love to be able to help you as you visit Northern Virginia area. All right, take care, and I'll see you next time.